quit golf at 14. Who knows why? Probably needed a sports psychologist. If I would have had one, I might not have quit. I was kind of just over it. I was like, it just took my whole summer up. I was like a kid. I wanted to play other sports. And I mean, I just played all this golf, like my 13, 14-year-old summer, and I just remember getting back, and I was about to start 8th grade or something. I was like, man, I just wasted the whole summer playing golf tournaments. Wasn't a waste, but I was like, I didn't get to do anything fun. Now I got to go back to school, and I already didn't like school in about 7th or 8th grade. I was already kind of, you know, like school was like, it wasn't my favorite thing to do. I wasn't bad at school, but I just didn't, I was already, my mind and my eyes were outside. I decided to take a little time off, and I went back to playing other sports. I played soccer and kicked football through high school. I actually played tennis my 12th grade year. I went out to Montana, blah, 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 lived my whole lifestyle for 5 years out there. That was epic. Came back and did my Costa Rica trip, healing my body, and because I was beat up from snowboarding, and I was in eastern North Carolina in like late 1999 going, all right, where am I going now? Am I gonna go back out to Big Sky where I'd been, Montana? I was thinking about going to Chamonix in France or somewhere epic, and I just didn't know what I wanted to do. When you're in the flatlands in eastern North Carolina, it's like being in South Florida, you know, you play golf. I mean, it's just like you're at the beach or on the river or you play golf. I watched the 1999 US Open, watched Payne Stewart and Phil Mickelson duel down the stretch. I remember I watched it and I was selling my hammocks at that point all around eastern North Carolina at the beach and all these little specialty shops and going door to door, and I was competing against Hatteras hammocks because that's where they're from, where I'm from. And it's hard to compete against them. I'm selling those little Guatemalan hammocks. It was just too much. I just wasn't making any money. Saw the US Open, I was like, wow, that was freaking sick. I mean, it was really unbelievable. I was just blown away because first off, they were playing at Pinehurst No. 2, which was maybe my favorite golf course in the world. I was from 2 hours from there. Pinehurst was my mom. I can remember my mom taking me to junior tournaments when I was a kid. It was just like, it was like unbelievable. And then Phil and Payne was my idol growing up. Payne was like my guy, and Phil was like the modern guy. I think I went out and hit a few balls just for the heck of it, like hit a bucket of balls. And I was like, wow, that was kind of sick. And I was striping it. I felt like I was hitting it really well. And then I went out and hit another bucket of balls. I went to my dad because I was kind of living at their house. I was living in my van, but I was kind of living in between their house and the beach and everywhere. I was like, Dad, I've been messing around hitting some balls. He's like, no way. I said, what do you think? I said, I want to call some of my old buddies that I played junior golf against and talk to them. So I started calling people, like guys that I played junior golf with, and being like, I was 25. I was 24 and a half or 25 at the time. I'm like, hey, what's up? This is Will. They're like, Will McKenzie? I'm like, yeah, bro. Remember me from like the AJGA tour when we were 14 years old? They're like, dude, what happened to you? Where'd you go? And I'm like, I moved in South. I couldn't even tell them. I was like, it's a long story, but I want to know how you get on tour, basically. So I started talking to the guys, and they were like, but I mean, we went to college. We were like college All-Americans. Now we're on the Hooters tour. We haven't even made it yet. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I'm back. I'm going to start practicing. What should I do? And they're like, you better start practicing every day. So I basically went to my dad. I was like, Dad, what do you think about me playing? And he goes, I thought you never asked. He was my biggest fan. We came up with a little plan. We're going to do 3 months at my local golf course and see if I have any talent at all. See if we actually can possibly do this. Because I had just taken that long off of golf, 10 years. I started practicing at this little place called Ironwood Golf Club in Greenwood, North Carolina, and my dad would come out after lunch. He'd come out at lunch and just check me hitting balls. He's like, I want you out here from like 7 to 7 every day. So I was grinding, like sweating, it's like, calluses, that type of deal. Proper practice. I started playing better and my confidence just started going, up. But it took a long time. I mean, I started back late 99, so right at the beginning of 2000, I decided I was going to be a pro. So I got on the Canadian tour in like 2002, 2003. I mean, it took some time, but it was watching Payne Stewart, that moment in time, sort of like, I was like, wow, golf's cool. That's why I played golf, to compete and like individually and push myself and to try to get into that moment in time where you're fighting for your life and coming down the stretch in a golf tournament. And it just happened to take me a long time to realize that. Like when I was young, I just was like, I just gave up. So I'm glad I saw that. This was what I was always meant to do, I think. So there you have it.